Welcome to a new Daily Top AskReddit video. Today's topic.
What early internet website did Gen Z really miss out on? I love the answers on here. But there is one overarching point they're missing. The internet before every single person was monetizing it. It was amazing to see content created because someone wanted to make cool content and not because they are making sure SEO forces their recipe, life story site to pop to the top of Google. Fan sites and forums, as well as earlier YouTube, were peak internet. It's so shitty and commercialized now it's depressing. But that's just the way it is, I guess. Things change. I had an X-Files fan site where I posted Windows themes, including custom background and mouse icons. While it wasn't specifically a website, StumbleUpon back in its early days. Albino Black Sheep also comes to mind. StumbleUpon was amazing when the internet was a genuinely fascinating, weird place, before it became taken over by social media and ads. Corporate, monetized, and sanitized. Back when it was just dudes making websites on cool stuff in their garage with no interest or intent in profit, it was cool. Now it's all profit, which means all corporations. StumbleUpon was my Reddit before Reddit. I found Reddit through StumbleUpon. The uncouth version of Pirate Bay. Before government understood what piracy was. LimeWire after Lars killed Napster. Man, nobody today will understand the pure joy that one felt when they first got broadband, cable internet when Napster and or LimeWire were still in their heyday. It was one of the greatest life hacks to date at that time. Combine that with a CD burner and you had the world at your fingertips. A movie that isn't even in theaters yet available for download as a 300 kilobits.exe file. Hot dog. Quote. I should get some antivirus software. I'm going to pirate this copy of Norton. It doesn't work. I think I might have a virus now. Quote. Forums in general were great community spaces that you just don't get on Reddit or Facebook groups. The purely chronological format of forum threads made it so that dissenting voices, whether they were ignored, proved foolish, or whatnot, they still had to be seen by anyone following the conversation. On Reddit, often I see topics where maybe the number of people who might have the best insights and familiarity is relatively small. And so what sounds right or clever, funny, what have you, that gets pushed to the top at the expense sometimes of real clarity or knowledge. Sometimes the people with the most experience get pushed down to the bottom of the crowd has already decided on its own version of the truth. I miss that about forums. They're much better suited to smaller communities. But now everything has to be big, and it's easier to monetize big. Reddit has a massive bias toward permanently online people who are able to comment first on new posts. Homestar Runner. We had that light switch installed so you can turn the lights on and off. Not so you can throw light switch raves. DA cheat is grounded. The system is down. The system is down. Edit. Oh my god, there's a full track. Dear Strong Bad. How do you type with boxing gloves on? Sincerely, Stinkerman. Oh, what a very interesting email deleted. Every time I get a email, I hope it's from a female. Opens email door. Not a female. Trogdor the Burninator. It's worth 3:30 of your time if you haven't seen it. https. u2.be/90x5inch lake. C equals YD6 can buo IHNW8. Burninating the countryside. Addictinggames.com. Went there all the time when my 5th, 6th grade class got to use the school computer lab. Good stuff. Funny to think about now. The computer lab had already banned Flash websites in elementary school. That's when we all learned how to start running proxies. When people did stuff for fun and because it was cool, not to make money. Basically when the internet felt like it was mostly people, not mostly companies. Yeah, the amateurish feel is a deep loss for sure. Now everyone is trying to make this their side hustle. The hobbyists, amateurs, and randos still exist, but this is no longer the dominant form of content on YouTube. Geocities. Geocities is the very definition of the old internet. Creativity was king. Your identity was irrelevant. You were both allowed and encouraged to be a total amateurish goof. You could refrain from posting for months or years on end. And if your content was good, people would still come back. I took a trip one year to the Mall of America in Minnesota. About 45 minutes away there's a much smaller mall where the movie Mallrats was filmed. I went there and took a ton of pictures and had a Geocities site dedicated to my visit to Eden Prairie Mall. Unfortunately, I've long since lost all the pictures. The mall was undergoing a massive renovation at the time of my visit 20 plus years ago and there were already precious few things that still looked the same as in the movie. So there's little chance of ever recreating it now. Still, it was a very fun memory. Probably in archive.com. There's also a site dedicated to restoring geosites sites. I feel like Gen Z missed out on the entire concept of websites, now that everything is hosted on a small handful of platforms where some corporate suit dictates what their users see. Yeah, I couldn't name many specific sites. Just the web overall was more of a free-for-all, untapped by all the corporatism. Back then YouTube was a treasure trove of copyrighted things that now people never see. Nobody was profiting because it's stuff we would never be willing to pay for. But now there's just tons of things you can't see and never will. Searching came up with results that weren't ad-driven. Before Netflix and streaming, if there was a show I wanted to watch, it was basically guaranteed I could find most, if not all of, the entire series on YouTube, even if it was divided up into 750 10-minute videos.